Namaskar. I'm Keshab Prasad Chaulagain. Today I'm going to conduct the discussions with the Dr. Kyfork Aghobjian. He is the Senior Program Manager, Fellows Programs Department, KAICIID, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz International Center for Interreligious and Intercultural Dialogue. First of all, welcome, Dr. Kyfork.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. So, you are doing the interreligious dialogue globally. So now you are in Nepal. So how you explain about interreligious dialogue for world peace?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity. It's my pleasure being with you this afternoon. The KAICIID International Dialogue Center, it's an intergovernmental organization dedicated to promote interreligious and intercultural dialogue all over the world. To answer your question, what dialogue is and how dialogue contribute to international peace-building process, I need to divide the answer into three stages.
Yes.
So first, what do we understand when we say the word dialogue? Then how it contributes to peace-building processes, and third of all, what we do at KAICIID or what KAICIID is in general.
Yeah. Yes.
So to start with, what do we mean by dialogue? Dialogue is a way of communication between two people or more than two people who are coming from different backgrounds, religious, cultural, different worldviews, in a safe space where they can discuss topics in a safe environment, in a safe space, by suspending judgments, to enhance common understanding and to learn from each other. Dialogue doesn't aim to reach to final agreements, because it is not a negotiation, it is not mediation, it is not a conference, it is not a debate, so we need to prove I am right, you are wrong. No, dialogue, it's about listening each other in a compassionate way, in a active mood, so we learn from each other and we enhance the common ground that we can work together and live together. So when we talk about interreligious and intercultural dialogue, it has a very positive and transformative role in all stages of peace-building processes, from prevention to conflict management to conflict resolution, as well as conflict transformation. So dialogue can play really transformative role in all these stages of peace-building processes all over the world. So at KAICIID, we have several programs, and we believe that by working with religious leaders and policymakers, we can effectively address the many conflicts and the problems all over the world where religious or cultural identities are manipulated or justified to use violence. So this is our work, and we equip religious leaders, we train religious actors, policymakers on dialogue, principles of dialogue, and how we can use interreligious dialogue to enhance peace within societies.
So this is particularly you are working in the international level. And any national examples where your initiative has done the very good examples? Do you have any examples?
Yes, we do. Although we are an intergovernmental organization, our programs are divided into main two pillars. The one pillar is the global programs, and one of them is the fellows program that I can talk about it later on. And the second pillar is regional programs. So far at KAICIID, we have the following regional programs. We have a regional program focusing on Africa, mainly in Nigeria and the Central African Republic. Then we have a program in Europe, mainly focusing on integration issues within the European context. We have a program dedicated to the Arab region to address all the challenges that the Middle East and the Arab region are facing, and Asia region. In Asia, our program so far focuses on Myanmar, and now we are in the process of expanding it. And in Myanmar, for example, I can assure you that we established a platform for peace and dialogue, and this was one of our successes in Myanmar to promote peace and coexistence within the Myanmari context. And we are also doing the Fellows program for the Asia region and Southeast Asia region, as well as we are training religious actors on how to promote dialogue on social media, considering the crucial role social media plays nowadays in terms of escalating or de-escalating conflicts and tensions within societies.
Yes, such as you had mentioned about the Myanmar, Myanmar. So Myanmar is there is also some conflict between the Christian, Buddhist community and the Islamic community, Rohingya group. So how do you explain about the Rohingya issues?
Well, I don't want to enter into the details of that conflict, but with our work, we are mainly supporting and strengthening an inclusive and sustainable national interfaith dialogue platform. And through this platform, we are trying to contribute to the peace-building processes in Myanmar. We are also training religious and community leaders on interreligious dialogue. In pilot regions, we are piloting them first, then we are scaling them up, and we are also supporting local peace building initiatives through small grants, and also training, as I said, people to promote dialogue and enhance peace building over social media platforms.
And at present, such as the Syria issue of the Syria, this kind of the direct conflict, direct conflict was they are going on. How interreligious dialogue may help to restore the peace and the harmony in this region?
Very good question. Religious leaders play an important role in mobilizing societies. So we have seen in the past how religious leaders were somehow misusing religion or abusing religious or religious texts to justify violence. In the same way, religious leaders can play positive role by mobilizing their communities to promote peace, to promote inclusivity, to promote coexistence, and not the opposite. So we are working with religious leaders. For example, there are several religious leaders who have thousands, 10,000s, hundreds of thousands of followers, and one message, one positive peace-building message from these religious leaders can make a difference, and we are working with them to do that.
Yeah, so you have the good network and good participation from the all religious groups here. So, but how we can work to get the result? Result oriented work. Can you explain about any example?
Yes, in terms of the results, dialogue initiatives require lots of time and resources to achieve tangible results. For example, in the last years, we managed to train more than 17,000 people on dialogue. So we built the capacity of people to use dialogue as a transformative tool to promote peace and social cohesion within their societies. This is one result, building the capacity building. The second result, we established platforms and networks of religious leaders and policymakers so they can work together to address the challenges they are facing on national, regional, and global levels. We also established networks of educators where the educators can exchange their expertise when it comes to religious aspects, cultural aspects, to promote diversity and inclusion within their societies. Another aspect, we focused on online courses and online materials and on e-learning and e-learning education. We also worked a lot during the pandemic to address the consequences of the pandemic, where religious leaders, religious communities played a crucial role to raise awareness to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 and to address the consequences of COVID-19. So we also directly were involved in this process during the pandemic. Other than that, we are also supporting to the UN's development goals, the 2030 agenda, if you are familiar with that, through our initiatives, for example, on education, on women empowerment, on creating peaceful societies, etc. So there are lots of results, and you can learn about them through our website www.KAICIID.org.
Thank you. So one thing, in Nepal, we have started the religious solidarity to promote the peace and reconciliation in Nepal, and it was the model of the cooperation rather than the dialogue. Yeah, we didn't organize the more dialogue. We have started cooperation and started to get the common goal. It was the peace and democracy, restore the peace and democracy in Nepal, and we are success also because all community, Hindu, Christian, Islam, Jain, Baha'i, Buddhist, and Kirat, indigenous groups, all are supported us, and we formed the Interreligious Council in Nepal. And besides all things, we are also success to write the one research also, role of religion and spirituality in peace building process. I completed this research in 2004, and according this my research, we are success to unite the all religious group on the name of the Interreligious Council Nepal. Yeah, so this kind of the religious initiative, interreligious initiative was taken in Nepal. And second, and other things is the human rights perspective, your gender-based perspective, and social justice perspective. In all perspective, Interreligious Council was involved seriously, and we also involved to the dialogue between the government and the Maoist rebellion sides also. So this kind of the initiative we have taken in Nepal. So such kind of the completing zone, are you working directly at present or not?
Yes, we are working, and before answering your question, I would really like to congratulate you on the very rich diversity you have in Nepal and on the successful model of coexistence. I just learned that in Nepal there are 136 different ethnicities and diverse languages. And yes, although in the past you had some issues, some internal conflicts, the Marawi conflict, etc., but now you are in you can be a successful model for coexistence, despite some challenges that you still face. So I was really impressed with the model of harmony that exists in Nepal. And when we met with the representatives of the religious community a couple of days ago with the representatives of the Hindu community, Buddhist community, Muslim community, Christian community, as well as a young lady from the Spiritual Journalists Association. I was really impressed, and my colleagues also, all the fellows who are here, by the way, 25 of them coming from 21 countries from all over the world, they were impressed a lot by the model of harmony that Nepal presents, and they were really happy to learn about your experience, and they are going to take this experience with them to their countries and to their societies, and they will explain to their communities that Nepal is not only the land of Himalayas where the Everest is, but also is a land of diversity where there are only in Kathmandu there are at least 10 World Heritage Sites where they have a very active interreligious council who supported the peace building process. So I really congratulate you on the work that you are doing, and we are looking forward to enhance our relationship with you.
Thank you. So this is in our local knowledge, local knowledge. According to in our research, we have done such kind of the initiative in Nepal, and globally also we have started the participation in the peace conference in globally also. So we have learned some experience from the international communities, and it was very useful to us to work in Nepal as a right way, And same thing, and we have conducted when the Nepal was facing facing the new kind of the violence also. There is chances of new kind of violence also according to the ethnicity, right of the ethnicity. That time I conducted the workshop in Nepal on the name of the Intercultural Harmony for Peace, Justice and Reconciliation. And your organization, you are also focusing the intercultural relations. How you are doing the intercultural practices in your network?
Well, our main focus is interreligious and intercultural dialogue. So our main focus is on dialogue by bringing, as I said, religious actors and policymakers. And in the beginning, the religious actors come together, they decide their priorities, they set the policy areas that they need to discuss with the policymakers, and then they engage with policymakers. And we believe through this engagement, we can contribute to the harmony, social cohesion, common citizenship of the countries. So this is our approach. It's not a top-down approach, but rather it's a participatory approach where all involved parties, without excluding anyone, can come together, sit around the dialogue table, discuss their challenges, identify solutions, and implement these solutions on the ground. This is the way we work.
Yeah. So in Nepalese history, Nepal was never colonized by any colonialist countries. Yeah? Nepal was always the independent. So this independent history of the Nepal was started facing the indigenous issues. That time it was the new issue also for us. Yeah, but that time we studied about the ILO 169, the International Labour Organization 169 clauses, recommended by the Nepal government, and there are some confusion, and there are some regulations which was started tried to create some problem here, but we solved. We studied about the ILO 169 and in Nepalese context and global context. So colonized countries and independent countries, what is the difference, if you have any knowledge?
Well, I'm not expert in the difference between colonized versus non-colonized countries. What matters for me is that in post-colonial states that happened after the Second World War in 1960s, 70s, and afterwards, colonial states have a heritage of colonial mindsets and colonial culture, while those who were never colonized, they don't have that mindset and they don't have that experience. So we need to learn from each other, because each of them went through a unique experience. And this experience has its positive and negative aspects. Definitely, independent states have more potential to sustain their peaceful coexistence, but in terms of development, that might not be the case. So I'm not talking here on the scientific terms, but I believe Nepal, as an independent state, has a huge potential for development. It has enough resources. I met quite committed Nepali citizens who love their country, who are willing to work for this country, to make this country more prosperous, developed and sustainable country. And as long as there is this vision, I am sure you will find the way to achieve better results.
Thank you. Because I would like to show you that this is our book, Research, Role of Religion and Spirituality in Peace Building Process. I had it written in 2004, yeah. And so after that, this is our Swaraj and Milmila, this book. This is the base of the campaign also. This is the source of the campaign also. Now at present I am working in the local government, with the local government for the reconciliation. Reconciliation. This is the Swarajya ra Milmilapi Nepali. Swarajya, it is the Vedic word, Vedic verse. It means democracy, nationalism and inclusiveness. Both three terminology has combined in the one Vedic word Swarajya, and Mel Milap is the reconciliation. It is also Upanishadic word. So this kind of the ideology, and this kind and according to this ideology, we are interreligious groups. We are conducting the program in the local level, community level, with the collaboration of the local government. Local government. So this kind of our initiative, and based in the research and ideology, is useful or not? What is your experience?
In my opinion, definitely they are useful, and the reason for that, because they are research based.
Yes.
What I mean with this, you have identified the baseline before your intervention. So where you identified the gaps that need to be filled, and through your actions you try to fill these gaps. So therefore I think this approach is correct, especially that you are focusing on inclusivity, and managing diversity. When we prioritize inclusivity and managing diversity in a way that we can ensure equality of opportunities, equality between men and women, equality in terms of jobs, equality in terms of education, equality in terms of development, then I'm sure we are on the right track.
So beside that, we have also now at present we are also working the preservation of the heritage. This book also we have written with the collaboration of the municipality, Lalitpur municipality. All 101 heritage sites we have mentioned here. Including their small short description also. And you had this in your Nepal visit. You visited the Patan and the Hiranya Bihar also.
Yes.
So Hiranya Bihar, this temple, Buddha temple.
Yes.
You will find there all Hindu goddess also. The Hindu goddess are also all included there. So this kind of the harmony in Nepal. We are exactly in Nepal. So you travel there, and Hindu and Buddha are mixing each others, and they are praying their worship places jointly also. So what is your experience?
I would say that I have once in a lifetime opportunity maybe to experience the living religions in Nepal in a very harmonious way. We visited several shrines, several places of worship, Jain place, the Jamia Masjid, the Hindu temple, the Shiva God's temple, which were, for many of us, it was the first time we were witnessing a cremation ceremony, and
Pashupatinath,
yes, Pashupatinath, and that holy river, and the ceremony was quite impactful on us, especially for those who don't have this culture of cremation. So we really are going from Nepal with the hope that we will visit again, because we loved Nepal. We really enjoyed the cultural diversity and religious diversity, and also the kindness and hospitality of the Nepali people. How warm they welcomed us, how professionally treated us, and how they were really eager to show us their land, to show us their heritage, and to show us how they are living in this very beautiful country. And I guess Nepal can be, geographically speaking, a small country surrounded with very huge countries like India and China. It doesn't mean it cannot have a global impact. It doesn't matter the size of the land. What matters is the contribution to the humanities, the contribution to the cultural diversities, the contribution to the world heritage. And you have already a very rich record coming from thousands of years, and you only need to be proud of this cultural diversity and build on it. Building on it is very important, and not to stop or not to give up. In contrary, continue working, continue developing, continue finding ways to sustain this harmony and prevent conflicts. I know that there are some elections, local elections coming in the next couple of days. Tomorrow, I really hope it will be a very peaceful demonstration of democracy and rule of law, and everyone will be able. I'm really hoping you all the best in the elections and after the elections.
Thank you. Yes. So in terms of the peace education, we have tried to explain about our culture, religion, and regarding this religious peaceful education curriculum. I had written one book. It's called the Khagolodondho Nepali, and in English it's the Celestial Sphere and Conflict. How we can use the knowledge of the universe and knowledge of the celestial affairs to maintain the peace. To solidarity, to the solidarity. Can we use this knowledge in future as a peace education?
Definitely. First of all, by incorporating these peace educations within your own educational curriculums, this is very important. Second of all, by participating in global networks or regional networks that promote peace education or work on peace education. And third of all, to remain in line with the current trends in terms of peace education, and not only being reactive but also proactive and proposing initiatives that can support peace building initiatives.
Because I had written this book in 2006. In 2009 I came to know that the International Astronomical Union and UNICEF jointly celebrated the International Astronomy for Peace Year, International Astronomy for Peace Year. They jointly celebrated in 2009. So I think it was my idea there, because we have to use the knowledge of the celestial sphere in universe for the peaceful settlement. So I also satisfied through my article reading, and I think that in future we have to develop the good curriculum according the knowledge of the universe, according to the celestial sphere. And one thing that you are doing globally, and you have the international experience, and you completed in Nepal also same kind of the fellowship program in Nepal. So how we can work in future as a collaboratively?
Yes, looking forward, I highly encourage all those who are interested in interreligious and intercultural dialogue to apply for the fellows program. The applications for next year will be closed only after 3 days, by 15th of May. So people still have 3 days to apply for next year. And they need to be educators or practitioners of dialogue, training, teaching future religious leaders. This is one, by becoming fellows. Second of all, by joining our Asia program that train actors on using dialogue in social media. Third of all, you can also participate on regional platforms that we are developing. So what I'm trying to say, there is a quite room to enhance our relationship and contribute to the peace building processes and harmony in your society.
So nowadays we had also formed one organization. It called the Center for Dialogue, Dynamism and Development. This network, this organization was also formed in my chairmanship at present, and what we are also trying to conduct the dialogue program with the participation of the interreligious communities. So this kind of the modality we are planning here, and you are doing same things in the globally. So if you have any suggestion for Nepal, you can explain.
Well, I'm sure you are already experts in whatever you are doing. My only proposal or my only suggestion would be is to focus on the following aspects. One, to focus on the sustainability of the projects, how the project will sustain and make impact on the grassroots level. Second of all, pay attention to the youth and the involvement of the youth in all the peace building initiatives. Third, being gender inclusive and including women in all peace building processes, not in a superficial, artificial way, but practical way, and deeply believing that women have a role to play, and they can play that role, and they shouldn't be excluded from any peace building processes and activities. So this would be my three proposals.
Because we are also actively working with the women group, and we have, in my own leadership, one ladies women network was formed. It called the Interfaith Leaders Network to Address Violence Against Women Network. In short, it's called the NIRAN. And in the detail, Interfaith Network to Address Violence Against Women Network. I was the founder chairman. It was formed in the 2008. 2008 it was formed, and still it is working. So gender-based violence to eliminate the child marriage, and after that we are using these all networks to eliminate the your transitional period and maintain the lasting peace. So all our activities were focusing to the women. Gender participation is very we are welcoming, and we are focusing there. So that is the good sign in Nepal also.
I'm so happy to hear.
Yes, that. And at present, so because in Nepal also, as a writer, as an analysis, I think that the chances of this kind of violence in Nepal, there is the chances of this kind of violence in Nepal. So all kind of violence can destroy the Nepalese society again. So we are very serious, and so we are interested to work with the international communities also as a collaborative leadership. And before that, we had also worked with the UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and his topic project name was also collaborative leadership also. So we have this kind of relation, and this have kind of the network also, and now we have also now at present we are very close with your KAICIID, your organization. So, and in future, do you have any research, any forecasting about the new kind of the conflict in globally?
Well, I cannot predict the future. We are living a very sad times, considering that since the Second World War, nowadays we are witnessing the highest number of conflicts all over the world since the Second World War. This is really terrifying. This is really concerning. This is really disturbing us, and all of us, wherever we are, whether we are in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, wherever we are, we should be really concerned to end these conflicts and to bring peace to societies wherever they are. And we can work towards peace because we have an unprecedented levels of progress and development in terms of technology, in terms of artificial intelligence, in terms of information technology, and we can use all these tools for the good of the humanity, and not for bringing more conflict and more tragedy to the lives of the people.
We have one experience. I was also involved in that year. It was in 1986. 1986 was declared by the United Nations as a peace year. International Peace Year was declared by the United Nations. That period was called the Cold War period. Cold War period. That time we Nepalese had conducted the 1 month long ritual program in India to restore the peace and to eliminate the Cold War. After conducting this ritual program in Pestakar and Glastonov, this ideology came in the Russia, and after the Russia divided and the Cold War was finished. So this kind of the experience we have here, and again we are trying to in Nepal, from Nepal, the Pashupatinath, Lord Pashupatinath. We are the follower of the Lord Pashupatinath, and I am the practitioner of the Lord Pashupatinath, and Pashupatinath, and we can help to maintain the peace and democracy and globally with the strong ritual practices conducting with the strong ritual practices from Pashupatinath. So do you believe or not this kind of the initiative, ritual practice? Through the ritual practices we can restore the peace and harmony globally. Do you believe or not?
I believe spirituality, whatever religion it is, has a positive energy to bring peace. However, beyond the spiritual rituals, we need to agree to end violence. We need to act beyond the religious rituals. The religious rituals and ceremonies are important. I am not underestimating them, not at all. In contrary, they are important. But in addition to those rituals and beyond these rituals, actions are more important, are more impactful, and the actions that are aiming to bring peace to our societies can have a sustainable impact and long-lasting impact on us.
Yeah, we Hindu believe that in our Hindu scripture also they are mentioned clearly that this body and the universe is the same.
Yes.
In Sanskrit it is called the Et Pinde Tad Brahmande. This is the Sanskrit language. This is a Sanskrit verse. Et Pinde Tad Brahmande. This body and the universe is the same. So when we practice the ritual practice to get the achievement, we can success. So this is our belief there. This is the belief, because we are the religious groups. So Buddhists are same, Christian also same. They pray to the God and they pray for the world peace. So this kind of the inner ritual practices also help to restore the peace. It also help to divert their mind from the conflict to peace.
Yes.
So this kind of the ritual practice is also discussable or not?
Yes, they are discussable. However, we need to respect every religion's way of practice, as long as they are not in violation with general principles of human rights. So we need to respect this diversity and differences in practice. But the aim, as you said, is to contribute to peace both on individual and societal level, on collective levels. So I really thank you for all these questions.
And one thing was I had proposed one slogan as well as the program also. According to my research, it was stop the violence in festive days, religiously whole year is festive days, so there is no single day for violence. In our Hindu calendar, every day is the festive day, So
Why
there
not?
is no single day for violence.
So we need to avoid violence in all festivities.
So our festival, celebration of the festival, and we can avoid the violence. So this slogan was very important. So can we prepare one interreligious calendar or not?
There is an interreligious calendar already. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, and we in our website you can find the interreligious calendar where all the festivals or all the holidays or the spiritual days of several religions are included in under one calendar and divided into annual, biannual, or many levels.
So your organization is the intergovernmental organization.
Yes.
What is the difference between the interreligious government and international NGOs?
Very good question. Our organization has very unique governance structure. We are the very first intergovernmental organization governed by public international law dedicated to interreligious and intercultural dialogue. This is the uniqueness, and the uniqueness of the governance is in the following. The Council of Parties consists of member states, 3 member states: the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Spain, and the Republic of Austria, and the Vatican as an observing member state. While the board of directors, who are responsible for the work of the center in general, They consist of representatives from the 5 major world religions: Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and Judaism. In addition to the board of directors, we have the advisory forum, who also have representatives from several religious communities who advise the center in their work. We are not a civil society organization. We are not non-governmental organization. We are an intergovernmental organization governed by public international law.
Public international law.
It's a treaty-based organization.
Treaty-based organization.
Yes.
So now, what is your next program?
Our programs are continuing. For the time being, we are relocating from Vienna to Lisbon, and we will be continuing our programs on global and regional levels.
So, and another thing is that at present, the completing nature of the conflict is going to change. Yeah, now at present the direct war is going on, and the chances of the world war is third. Yeah, so are you? Yeah, you are trying to find out the new specific another solution or not?
Well, we are working according to our mission. Our mission is very clear, and we cannot go beyond our mission. Our mission or our vision is a world where there is respect, understanding, and cooperation among people, justice, peace, and reconciliation. And to do that, we are finding the necessary mechanisms and methods to achieve this or contribute to this mission. So in the future, we will definitely focus on education, policy engagement, capacity development, and grassroots level initiatives.
So you particularly in the Europe, Europe and Gulf Arabian area, there is the conflict between the Christian and the Muslim, Islamic, and between the Islamic and the Christian communities. They are fighting very highly. So how you are working in this area?
I wouldn't say there is a conflict between Christians and Muslims in Europe or in the Arab world. That would be an incomplete description or incorrect, inaccurate description of the conflict that we are witnessing in Europe or in the Arab region. There is no Christian or Muslim conflict, I would say. But there are some actors who misuse religion and try to portray the tensions as if they are religious conflict. But in reality, the religions are not the source for conflict. In contrary, I'm not denying the fact that there are tensions, but they are not religious conflicts.
Conflict, yeah. And another thing is that sometimes the other Hindu and Buddhists are sometimes they are afraid from the Christian community, because Christian communities are very actively trying to convert to their religious faith. Yeah. So is it to convert to the religious faith to another religion? Is it right, or what is your solution?
As an expert in international human rights law, I can have my own opinion about it. But in dialogue processes, dialogue cannot be used to convert people from their own religions to others. The purpose of dialogue is not conversion at all. There is no space for conversion in dialogue. In contrary, through dialogue, you learn about the other and you let the other learn about you. So it's a mutual two ways of conversation, learning process, and creating a safe space. It's not about conversion. The conversion falls under another category, that is the right to freedom of religion and belief, and I really don't want to enter into that kind of discussions. For me, dialogue should and must never be used for conversion purposes.
And sometimes do you face some trouble from the fundamental groups?
In terms of what?
Suppose we are trying to unite the all religious groups and for the good purpose. Some fundamental groups may think that it is not the good because our community, our religious faith should be the dominated. Yeah, so this kind of the fundamental activities are disturbing your organization. No?
Well, there is a spectrum.
Yes.
On one side, you have people who are highly committed to dialogue and they believe to dialogue to the extent that there is now a term to holy envy, that they envy the practice of others in a way that they wish to do it by themselves on one side. And on the other hand, as you said, we have the fundamentals who are against dialogue, who think they are the best, who are exclusive, etc. Our role is to work within this spectrum and try to explain, try to educate, try to repeat the purpose of dialogue, that people they don't get afraid from engaging into dialogue processes, because people are afraid of dialogue because they think they will compromise. But in dialogue, there is no compromise at all. You don't compromise your belief or values or traditions. In contrary, you learn more about yourself and you learn more about the others.
So, all these things. So, do you have the sufficient documentation? You have the sufficient literature?
Yeah, well, we do have our Dialogue Knowledge Hub, which is a virtual platform where you can visit in our website and you can see all the documentations and research done on these topics.
Absolutely. So because we are also interested to know more work, more initiative on the research also, because this is the big intergovernmental institution and they have the good facilities also. If you will conduct the new research on the new area, so that time we can do more.
Yes, we can work together to enhance the research. We can identify research topics, and definitely we can work on that to enhance the field of interreligious and intercultural.
So thank you, Dr. Kyfork, to attend this our television discussions.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And you explained about your work activities, and we are also learn many things from you. So, and audience, today we try to conduct the one good interreligious and intercultural dialogues initiative which we are going to conduct KAICIID in globally, and they also conducted the one program, good international era fellowship program in Kathmandu, Nepal also, and this was the very useful for us, and I hope it will create the good relation between the Nepal and the globally. Thank you.